The Athens community shows support for the Bulldogs as they make the trip to Columbus for the Division III state championship game tonight. The Bulldogs will take on Toledo Central Catholic in just 2 hours to attempt to win their first ever state championship. Good evening, I'm Taylor Petras. Thanks for joining us. The Athens community gathered to send off the football team this afternoon as the buses pulled away from the school. With posters and noisemakers in hand, many Bulldog faithful showed their pride.
Go Bulldogs!
What are you guys going to do after the game?
Storm the field.
Yep, definitely.
Carly, as we can see, it's a very exciting day for the Athens community. I can only imagine the excitement that has taken over this football team.
Well, Taylor, this Athens squad didn't win a playoff game until the senior class was in their freshman year, and their last undefeated team was back in the 60s. Talk about a throwback Thursday. And here's another throwback to that gridiron polo that Billy Hartman is decked out in tonight. Joining us live from Columbus, Billy, what's going on up at Ohio Stadium?
Carly, you just can't keep this gridiron polo off of me. But the Athens Bulldog squad, they rolled up to Ohio Stadium a little after 5 after experiencing some bus issues. Nonetheless, they're here. They're ready to go. But big story last night. Athens quarterback Joe Burrow was named Ohio's Mr. Football. Could be a distraction. Coach Ryan Adams of the Bulldog squad, they said they're ready to go, ready to take on Toledo Central Catholic tonight. Now, as Athens Bulldogs offense, they've been dominant all season long. They are 14 points away from being Ohio's all-time scoring team. They currently have 809 points this season, but the Dogs are going to have to score a little bit more than 14 if they want to win tonight. This Fighting Irish defense gives up about 20.1 points per game. So, Carly, it'll be interesting to see if the Bulldogs can not only beat or break a state record, but also bring a championship back to Southeast Ohio. It all goes down tonight at 7:30.
Thanks so much, Billy. I'll have a full preview of that championship game later on in the broadcast.
And you can tune in to WOUB AM 1340 right after Newswatch for a special edition of Sports Beat. Host Matthew Doyle and reporter Billy Hartman will talk Athens State Championship. This cast will also be streaming live on YouTube starting at 6:30. The cast starts at 6 on WOUB AM 1340. In keeping with a new tradition, the Bulldogs enjoyed lunch at the Athens Country Club. For the past 3 years, the Country Club and Bulldog Blitz Fan Club have teamed up to host the meal before each playoff game. Our cameras were there for the players' last pregame meal of the season.
They've been really gracious to open their doors and take care of us, and kind of hard on the waistband for some of us older guys, but I'm sure the team's well fed and full of energy as a result.
When I was in high school, it was the last time Athens had an undefeated football team. So that was back in 1965. So this is really special for all of us.
I think more than anything else, we're just, a bunch of happy people to be able to keep this going and be able to stay together as long as we possibly can.
I rolled around in bed for about 2 hours last night. Finally got to sleep and had a text at 7 o'clock this morning. Another Blitz member texted me and he said, "Are you excited?" And I said, "I can't stand it."
They're excited about this. They're excited to play in the horseshoe and certainly have a shot at a state championship.
The Bulldogs are going to win tonight's game, and I think it's going to be a really close game.
Elementary school lined Route 56 with their Bulldog pride. The students cheered on the football team as the players headed back to school after their country club lunch. The young fans made noisemakers, signs, and one even made a prediction.
It says, "Go Bulldogs, we are #1," and I hope they win 35-27.
Supporting the team has also meant supporting local businesses. Zones, a school spiritwear shop on West Union Street, is selling everything Athens. Missy Kassler says she and her employees are working hard to keep up with the orders, but she says it's inspiring to see the community rally around the team.
People from the community come in here and talk and reminisce, and that's the beauty of it all. We love that part of it.
But probably one of the happiest members of the community is Robin Burrow. She's the mom of Athens quarterback Joe Burrow. Joe is having an incredible year, but tonight is his last high school football game. But his mom believes, win or lose, it will be an emotional experience.
It's nice because we've gotten so far. Week 15 to the state championship is as far as anybody can go. So each week is a little more special and a little more emotional, but getting this far, we're certainly very proud of them. And I would assume that after the game tonight, when it's all over, is when all of the emotions will really come flooding out.
The family won't have too much time to revel in tonight's game. Basketball season is days away, and Joe plans to play. And with the buzz of the state championship, many will be traveling to Columbus this evening. Both state and local police have taken precautions. State police say there will be more officers on the roads this evening.
Well, our troopers here at the post are, aware of the game, of course, tonight, and they'll be looking for, reckless driving. But in addition to that, disabled motorists to make sure that nobody's broke down, especially if the weather starts getting colder.
Athens County Sheriff Rodney Smith says law enforcement's main goal for tonight is keeping everyone safe. Ohio lawmakers are still working on the final version of state gun laws. The Senate committee delayed the passage of a bill that would change the requirements for a concealed weapons permit from 12 hours of training to 8. The other bill would let licensed hunters use silencers on their guns. It would allow them to use noise suppressors while hunting certain birds and other animals like squirrels, rabbits, and white-tailed deer. The hunting bill passed in the House earlier this year.
Good evening and welcome to the Newswatch Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Paige Wampler. Well, it continued to stay gray and gloomy today, just like it was yesterday and the day before. And now there are starting to be, I've been told that there has been some precipitation starting to fall, some sleet, some frozen rain. And right now in Athens, it is 35 degrees with a nice calm wind from the northeast at 1 mile per hour. Across the map, we're seeing temperatures in the mid-30s with 36 in Columbus, 34 in Cambridge, and 35 in Jackson. Jackson, Ripley, and Ironton are already beginning to see some rain, and that rain will be moving northeast up into the northern parts of the region later tonight. This is the precip right now we're going to be seeing overnight tonight. That low pressure system located just north of Texas there is going to be moving very quickly towards Ohio, bringing with it a warm front and a cold front that are both going to simultaneously hit Athens over the next couple of days, bringing in lots of rain overnight tonight. And some of that precipitation tonight could be a little treacherous out there because of how cold it got last night. The roads will be very slick tonight. So anybody traveling back from that big Bulldogs game from Columbus tonight, make sure to take caution because the roads could get slick due to that frozen precipitation falling. And you can stay tuned for more in my extended forecast.
U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder delivers a damning report to Cleveland's police department. And President Obama calls for changes in the criminal justice system after recent events. These stories and more when Newswatch returns.
The world-renowned Mormon Tabernacle Choir celebrates the holiday season with a special concert featuring Tony Award-winning tenor Alfie Boe and internationally renowned broadcaster Tom Brokaw.
The spirit of Christmas was descending on people everywhere.
Sleigh bells ring, I'm listening. In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Ring-a-ling, ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Ting-a-ling, soon it will be Christmas.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
Next time on Antiques Roadshow, we kept a few terrific treasures from our 17th season for a very special episode we call Antiques Roadshow Junk in the Trunk 3.
Oh my goodness.
Fantastic.
You're kidding me.
No,
you gave me goosebumps.
Don't miss these amazing appraisals and more from our extra special episode, Antiques Roadshow Junk in the Trunk 3.
U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder is in Cleveland bringing federal scrutiny to the city's police department. Earlier today, the U.S. Justice Department accused Cleveland police officers of using excessive and unnecessary force far too often. The Justice Department issued a report today saying Cleveland officers are poorly trained and endanger the public and their fellow officers with their recklessness. It says officers too often violate people's civil rights because of inadequate training and a lack of supervision and accountability. The federal report is a response to a study of 600 use of force incidents from 2010 through 2013. Holder spent the rest of the day discussing efforts to build trust between law enforcement and minority communities. Protesters in Cleveland blocked a freeway last week after an officer shot and killed a 12-year-old boy holding a pellet gun. Holder is hosting a series of regional meetings across the country aimed at easing tensions between police and residents. President Barack Obama put Holder in charge of the initiative after clashes between protesters and police in Ferguson, Missouri. Now protests are erupting in New York City following a grand jury decision not to indict an officer in the chokehold death of Eric Garner. Jim Acosta reports on the changes Obama is promising to make to the criminal justice system.
Sensing a crisis that is growing, President Obama waited just a few hours to weigh in after the decision was announced not to indict a New York City police officer in the chokehold death of Eric Garner.
When anybody in this country is not being treated equally under the law, that's a problem.
With emotions already raw across the country after the unrest in Ferguson, the president tried to strike a balance, recognizing the important work of law enforcement while insisting the justice system must change.
I'm not interested in talk, I'm interested in action, and I am absolutely committed as President of the United States to making sure that we have a country in which everybody believes in the core principle that we are equal under the law.
On Capitol Hill, members of the Congressional Black Caucus are insisting the president cannot tackle the problem alone.
I do hope that the Department of Justice gives Americans an opportunity to take this cancer and cut it out once and for all.
Shut it down! On the streets of the nation's capital, there was a different kind of gridlock as protesters snarled traffic to send a message.
I'm sorry these people over here are inconvenienced, but it's inconvenient to get shot in the street. It's inconvenient to get choked on videotape. It's inconvenient to have no justice.
President Obama says he wants to move quickly to start rebuilding trust in law enforcement in minority communities. He's calling on his new 21st Century Policing Task Force, launched on Monday, to issue its recommendations in less than 90 days. In reaction to the New York grand jury's decision, people are using social media to join in the protests. WUB's Allison Gens joins us live in the newsroom.
Thanks, Taylor. Protesters are taking to the streets in Ferguson, New York City, and Cleveland to protest the deaths of black men who lost their lives to white police officers. But not all are taking to the streets. Protesters are using social media to voice their views on Twitter. Hashtags like I Can't Breathe and Criming While White have been trending after the New York decision not to indict the officer in the death of Eric Garner. Here in Athens, students are using Twitter to continue the protest. Students use the hashtag #HandsUpWalkOut to organize the Occupy Baker March, and it is being used as a way for students to share their opinions on the issue. United Campus Minister Reverend Evan Young says students participating in the discussion can help bring the change.
Having racial issues be part of an open conversation, especially a conversation that between people with different racial identities, has to be a good thing.
Students will return to Baker Center tomorrow to hold the banners that they were not allowed to hold during the Occupy Baker March, and they will be also meeting at the courthouse tonight. From the newsroom, I'm they'll be meeting at the courthouse tomorrow night. And from the newsroom, I'm Allison Gens.
Thank you, Allison. Hands Up Walk Out will gather tomorrow at 5 p.m. in front of the Athens courthouse to protest the Gardner decision. And here is a look at how stocks of local interest fared on Wall Street today.
Light rain showers will begin tonight and will last for an extended amount of time. I'll let you know where the weather could cause some travel issues on this big night for the Bulldogs. Plus a look at how warm the weekend will be coming up next on Newswatch.
It used to be every small boy's ambition to be a train driver. I can quite see why. It's extremely exhilarating, the vibration, the air rushing by, powering through the countryside at 100 miles an hour. Well, that was the train ride to remember. Am I shouting? It's definitely in that.
What if we could unlock every mystery?
We're at the beginning of a revolution.
That's a huge discovery.
That's never been done before, ever, anywhere. Touchdown confirmed.
No one feeds on curiosity like PBS. Give to your PBS station so future generations can keep asking, what if?
On Nova, an Allied mission takes aim at Hitler's war machine with a new secret weapon of choice.
It had cameras, no guns.
The recently declassified images.
The most daring photograph of World War II.
That expose the Nazis' most lethal weapons program.
A flying bomb, a cruise missile.
And change the course of history.
It was critical to the Allied success.
3D spies of World War II.
Next time on Nature. Jungle athletes take flight, walk on water, and display split-second timing. Now, we can deconstruct the natural world, capture its remarkable displays, and grasp the genius behind each moment of impact.
And welcome back to the Newswatch Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Paige Wampler. Right now in Athens, it is 35 degrees. We're seeing a nice calm wind from the northeast at 1 mile per hour. And the sun just began to set at 5:05 tonight. Across the map, we're seeing temperatures in the mid-30s with 35 in Newark, 37 in Marietta, as well as into New Martinsville, and 39 in Ripley. We're already beginning to see some rain start down to the south of our region, and it's going to be working its way northeast as the night goes on. Now, looking on into tonight, the big state championship game for Athens Bulldogs against Toledo Central Catholic. It will be in Columbus. It'll be a temperature of 34 degrees, but it's going to feel more like 30 degrees, and there's going to be a slight chance of some wintry mix happening, some rain turning into snow, turning into sleet. So if it doesn't happen by the start of the game, it will be happening by the time the game ends. So anybody who plans to travel back from that game, make sure, the roads could be slick, so make sure to keep some distance between you and the car ahead of you. It could be a little bit dangerous out there for those for the roads and in these conditions tonight. For the Almanac today, our high was 36 and our low was 22, way below normal for this time of year, and our record high was 72. This is the third day in a row that a record high was set back in 1982. 1982 was a pretty warm year for the month of December, and the sun began to set at 5:05, like I said. Now, overnight tonight, we're going to be seeing temperatures dip down into the mid-30s, not below freezing though. 33 for the northern part of our region. General warming trend to the south, 38 in Ripley and down into Ironton, with chances of light rain showers throughout the entire region all night tonight, leading into tomorrow. Tomorrow, the high highs will be much warmer than they were today, into the 40s and 50s, 52 in Jackson and 54 down in Ironton, and mid-40s for everywhere else. Going to be seeing those light rain showers continuing all day tomorrow and into tomorrow night. Now, tomorrow night it's going to continue to stay warm. A warm front is approaching our area as we speak, and we're going to be seeing temperatures consistently staying in the mid-40s for tomorrow night. And those warm temperatures are going to continue on into Saturday, but not only is it going to continue to stay warm, it's going to continue to rain. The rain is just going to get heavier and heavier as the next 2 days come along. Now, this is what we're looking at right now with the precip. Here's that area of precipitation that's moving up towards us right now. And overnight tonight, that high pressure that was dominating earlier today is going to slide off to the east, and more of that rain is going to be coming. Here's that warm front that's going to be hitting us on into tomorrow. It's going to be headed towards us tomorrow, bringing us more and more rain, and that rain is going to last into Saturday. Look at Saturday. It's going to be a washout. So for any of you thinking about participating in Santa Fest this weekend, some black galoshes are going to go great with that Santa outfit because it's going to be pretty wet one out there for you. Now, looking on into tonight the low will be 34 degrees, not below freezing once again. Light rain showers and some calmer winds. Tomorrow we're going to reach a high of 50 degrees, way warmer than we've been seeing. And then we should expect the rain to begin around 10 a.m. lasting all day tomorrow, into tomorrow night, and into Saturday. Now, tomorrow night, the low I said is going to be super warm, 46 degrees for the low there, 52 for the high on Saturday. That warm front's still going to be pushing through, but those rain showers are going to last all day Saturday night, or all day Saturday. High pressure will begin to dominate Saturday night, bringing clearer skies for Sunday. But with those clearer skies and drier conditions are going to be coming cooler temperatures. So we'll be seeing clearer skies for the remainder of next work week with those cooler temperatures dipping down into the 40s. And I know those Bobcats have to take their finals next week, so it looks like it's going to be some drier conditions for those for the finals week.
Well, Paige, I'm certainly looking forward to some nicer weather, but with it being December, I would most rather prefer snow over rain at this point.
I know, especially with it being 34 degrees and that rain falling. It's a cold rain. It's not a warm rain, but Friday and Saturday we will be seeing temperatures in the 50s, so that it'll be a nice warmer rain then.
It sounds great. Thank you, Paige. Well, Carly, I don't think a little rain or snow is going to stop this Bulldogs team tonight, and you know, I'm not quite sure we've talked enough about this football game tonight.
I don't think we've talked enough either, Taylor. But you know what? The day has come. The Athens Bulldogs are playing for the state title tonight in Columbus. I love that preview. Plus, the Ohio football team keeps receiving honors this week. I love that and more when Newswatch Sports takes over. And stay tuned to WOUB. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
The first time I saw these parachutes coming down and then realizing, that there were chocolates, I thought, wow,
It wasn't the candy that was important. What was important was that somebody in America knew I was in trouble and somebody cared.
The children of post-war Germany would never forget the tender miracle of Gail Halvorson, the candy bomber.
What if news wasn't just a commodity, but a commitment?
The fiscal cliff is a fiscal suicide.
Why shouldn't we explore every side of the story?
The Syrian army had pulled back.
Where can you turn for news you can trust?
How do we make sense of something like this?
On PBS, we believe journalism should never stop asking questions.
Give to your PBS station and support independent journalism.
We answer to no one but you.
PBS talks with Charlie Rose about his program, The Week.
It's about the experience we've had this week, looking at interviews we have done and say, what does it mean? And in a precise, finite way, answer that question. What's significant and what makes me better understand the world I live in?
Hi, I'm Charlie Rose. Watch The Week.
Check your local listings.
It's Thursday, which means it's a slow sports day. I'm just kidding. It's the day where the OHSAA Division III state football title is on the line for the Athens Bulldogs when they take on the 3-time defending state champions in the Toledo Central Catholic Fighting Irish. Only 4 quarters separate Athens from being state champs. The Athens defense has been dominant all season long, creating turnovers left and right. The defensive line will have their hands full with the run-first offense of the Irish, who have 3 backs, all with 1,000-yard rushing seasons. However, the real test will be the explosive Bulldog offense against Toledo Central Catholic's defense. On average, their defense allows only 20 points a game, but they haven't played against a team with an offense like Athens all season long. It will be decided tonight at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. Fans, you can watch the game on Fox Sports Time Ohio or listen live to 970 WATH AM. Kickoff is set for 7:30 tonight. Now, we all know of Johnny Football up in Cleveland, but there's a Joey Football down here in Athens. Joe Burrow was named Ohio's Mr. Football by the Associated Press. The senior has an impressive stat line with 63 touchdowns and just over 4,500 yards this season. He is on the verge of hitting 11,000 career yards and already has 180 career touchdowns. Head coach Ryan Adams loves this honor, but his mind is somewhere else.
You know, the first Mr. Football in all of Southeast Ohio history is certainly something we're not going to make light of, but we're going to celebrate it an awful lot more after today because we got a bigger prize out there yet, and I'm sure he feels the same way.
Now, although Athens football receives honors today, the Ohio Bobcats squad also saw some spotlight. College Sports Madness has named Jovan Johnson and Daz Patterson to the 2014 Mid-American All-Conference Second Team Defense. Patterson was also named to the All-MAC Second Team Special Team, and Johnson again was named to the All-MAC Second Team Defense. Now remember, the Ohio sports coverage never stops here on Newswatch. Tune in to WOUB AM 1340 right after Newswatch for a special edition of Sports Beat. Host Matthew Doyle will talk Ohio football and basketball. Then Doyle will talk to the lovely Billy Hartman one more time before the Athens State Championship kickoff. This cast will also be streaming live on YouTube starting at 6:30. The cast, though, starts at 6 on WOUB AM 1340. Now from the gridiron to the hardwood. The Cleveland Cavaliers hit the road today to take on the New York Knicks. Cleveland is coming off a 111-108 victory over the Milwaukee Bucks on Tuesday. The Cavs are looking to get their 5th straight dub while handing the Knicks their 6th straight loss. Tip is set for 8 o'clock tonight at Madison Square Garden. Now, while the Cavs have been hot as of late, the Columbus Blue Jackets, on the other hand, had their worst November in franchise history. However, their 6-game losing streak came to an end on Monday against the Florida Panthers. Coincidence, the Jackets play the Panthers again tonight to get their 2nd straight win. The puck is set to drop at 7:30 in Florida. Now, I know that, the Jackets are inside, but I'm really excited to see what's happening outside at Ohio Stadium with those Athens Bulldogs. I'm actually thinking it's going to be an overtime game, probably 37-34 Athens. What do you think, Taylor?
Very bold predictions. I'm definitely rooting for the hometown heroes, and I think they can pull it off as well. All right, thank you, Carly. In Oklahoma, gas prices are beating the already low national average. Just $1.99 a gallon at this gas station. The price is almost unbelievable. And while prices are low elsewhere in Oklahoma, they're just 5th in the nation by average. According to AAA's fuel gauge report, Missouri has the lowest average at $2.44 for a gallon of regular, followed by Mississippi, South Carolina, and Texas. And now, I thought we were doing pretty well here on gas prices in our area, but I mean, it looks like we might have to take a road trip to Oklahoma now.
It definitely would seem that way, yes, but under $2, that's amazing.
I know, you can't beat it. But Paige, can we have another look at weather in our area for this?
Sure. Tonight it's going to get a little chilly out there, 34 degrees, a little warmer than it was last night, though, with some light rain showers lasting throughout the night tonight and some calmer winds from the southeast at 0 to 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow we're going to hit a high of 50 degrees, much warmer than it was today. Rain starting around 10 a.m. and lasting all throughout the day. Very steady rainfall tomorrow and into Saturday. Now, Saturday, that rain is going to consist into Saturday night, high of 52 for Saturday, but a cold front is going to come through Saturday night, bringing the temperature down to 33 degrees. Sunday, high pressure begins to dominate, bringing clear skies for the remainder of the forecast with highs in the 40s.
So it looks like this rain's going to stick in our area for just a little bit longer.
That's right. That'll be through Saturday.
All right, unfortunately. Thank you, Paige. And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. For Paige Wampler and Carly Bell, I'm Taylor Petras. Our next newscast is moments away on the WOUB Radio Network, and you can view our program anytime online at WOUB.org. Have a great night.